A man was pregnant for 36 years. This is what happened to his stomach. A 36-year-old man was finding it difficult to keep up with the trolling he was subjected to due to his huge swollen belly. He was always teased that he looked pregnant. Little did he know that, unfortunately, they were right. He was, in fact, pregnant with his twin brother. This pregnant man's story is a testimony that life is full of miracles, no matter how weird some of them can be. But how can a man get pregnant? How did he even realize he had another person growing inside him? He must have had a uterus for this to be a possibility. We'll discuss all of this and more. Stay tuned and watch until the end. Sanju Bhagat was living an ordinary life in India, even though he always had a protruded belly since a kid. A fact that was ignored considering that it hadn't become a problem yet. Some even thought maybe he was a bit too well-fed. But with time, the abnormally bulged belly began growing at an alarming rate. Bhagat was working on a farm at the time. Despite the severe discomfort posed by the growing belly, Bhagat continued working to make ends meet. The struggle to survive, unfortunately, meant he had to ignore his health. Until one day, when he could no longer live in ignorance. The belly bulge had begun pressing against his diaphragm, making it difficult for him to breathe. Things took a serious turn one day when even the painkiller wouldn't help with the pain in his belly. He was rushed to the hospital. Bhagat received immediate medical attention. At first glance, doctors presumed it had to be a tumor behind the belly bulge. They proceeded to perform an emergency surgery to remove the tumor they believed to be a large cancer. It was during the surgery the team of doctors made a startling discovery. There was a human being inside Bhagat. During the surgery, the doctors made an incision to insert their hands and remove the tumor. As they cut deeper into Bhagat's stomach, gallons of fluid spilled out. The doctor had reached out for a tumor, but instead, the doctor felt numerous bones inside, which was extremely weird as per human anatomy. There should have been no bones here. When the doctors pulled out what they considered to be a tumor, everyone in the operating room was bewildered and horrified. First, the limbs came out, then parts of the genitalia, jaws, and hair. The doctor went on record to say that to their surprise and horror, they could shake hands with someone inside. It was quite shocking for them. In short, the doctors pulled out a strange, half-formed creature from inside Bhagat. It had feet and hands that were very developed. Its fingernails were quite long. What was it? It looked like Bhagat had given birth, but in reality, the doctors had just removed the half-mutated body of his twin brother from his stomach. This was a case of the world's most bizarre medical condition, fetus in fetu. It's an extremely rare abnormality that happens when a fetus gets trapped inside its twin. What makes it confusing is the fact that the trapped fetus can survive like a parasite inside the twin even after birth. It does so by forming an umbilical cord-like structure to feed on its twin's blood supply. It keeps growing and becomes so large that it starts to harm its twin. At some point, doctors have to intervene to save the surviving twin's life. And this is exactly what happened in Bhagat's case. The condition is so rare that fewer than 90 cases of fetus in fetu have been recorded in the medical literature so far. So did Bhagat feel relieved? You bet he did. His pain and inability to breathe disappeared right after the surgery, and he made a smooth recovery. Today, Bhagat is leading a normal life and is in good health, except he still gets teased occasionally. He isn't thrilled to be an integral part of a medical miracle, as his condition has been a source of misery and shame all his life. People around him had mercilessly teased him by calling him a pregnant man. And ironically, they weren't wrong. What is fetus in fetu? This condition occurs very early in a twin pregnancy when one fetus wraps around the other as if enveloping. The dominant fetus keeps growing normally, like a baby, and is eventually given birth. The other fetus that would have been a twin keeps feeding off the host twin like a parasite. In most cases, the twins die before birth from the strain of sharing a common placenta. But like in Bhagat's case, the host twin may survive, is delivered, and can still have the other twin growing inside. Begat had to endure this for 36 years. Imagine having a mutated parasite putting unimaginable strain on your body for more than 3 decades. Absolute nightmares. Other complications in multiple pregnancy. Fetus and Fetu is a rare medical condition. But what about some other complications in multiple pregnancies that aren't as rare? One of them is twin-to-twin transfusion syndrome, or TTTS. Transfusion syndrome happens in identical twins that share a common placenta. Blood vessels connecting within the placenta divert blood flow from one fetus to the other. This happens in around 15 to 20% of twins sharing a placenta. Over time, one fetus gets too much blood that overloads the cardiovascular system, leading to accumulation of excess amniotic fluid, while the other fetus keeps donating blood and hence has low amounts of amniotic fluid. Both cases cause serious problems and can be a huge risk to the pregnancy. Being pregnant with multiple babies also increases the risk of congenital abnormalities like neural tube defects, spina bifida, and gastrointestinal and heart abnormalities. Anemia is also more common in multiple pregnancies than in a single pregnancy. Another complication that happens in case of multiple pregnancies is the vanishing twin syndrome. Although more than one fetus is detected during a sonogram, one vanishes or is miscarried without a warning. This usually happens in the first trimester and might go undetected until the next sonogram. The miscarriage of one fetus might not even cause bleeding, which is why it's called vanishing twin syndrome. The overall risk of pregnancy loss increases in later trimesters as well. Precautions you should take when pregnant with multiple babies. Multiple pregnancy means double, triple, or quadruple happiness, but it also demands you to be extra careful. Let's discuss 4 precautions you should take during pregnancy, especially if you're carrying more than one baby. Number 1. Eat well throughout the pregnancy. Eating too little or eating too many unhealthy foods can be detrimental to your health. Multiple pregnancy increases your risk of getting complications like anemia, gestational diabetes, and hypertension. Remember, you need about 300 extra calories per baby every day, so fill up your plate accordingly. Focus on eating a well-balanced, healthy diet. Now is not the time to try diet fads like avoiding carbs. You need a balance of all the nutrients and macros. This includes carbs and fiber as well. Number 2. Hydration is important. Your body is growing little humans inside. It needs lots and lots of fluids to keep your blood circulating, so drink a lot of water. Dehydration can induce contractions and lead to preterm labor. Make sure you drink 8 to 12 cups of water every day. Number 3. Avoid swimming and hot tubs. They may sound relaxing, but can pose a huge risk. Hot tubs, especially, put the developing babies at risk for anencephaly and gastroschisis. These are life-altering birth defects. Number 4. Prenatal vitamins. Your doctor will prescribe you a list of precautions and prenatal vitamins. Follow them strictly. You need all the necessary vitamins and minerals for your health, healthy development of the baby inside your womb, and safe delivery. Did you find Begat's case intriguing? What's the most bizarre medical news you've heard lately? Share it with us in the comments. Interested in keeping up with the latest health and nutritional updates? Watch our other videos to know more about living a happy and disease-free life. We'll see you there.